many of the new entrepreneurs are so lost that I am shocked. All the dues that I paid, I lost a lot of my hair. Most of my hair has gone gray. And I'm saying if you can benefit from my... So this card says that you design and build a new type of clock. That is the business that you are in. And my clock is different. All right? And lack of money and time. How burning is this desire? Think about it this way. I am an investor also. If I see a good proposal, regardless of whether the economy is in recession or whether the economy is booming, if I get a good proposal and I see that I can get good returns, then the lack of money issue tends to fade away into insignificance. If you are really solving a problem that somebody has, you can probably find an investor who is willing to put money into your project. Each one of us is on a one-way street. Time is a one-way street. You lose money, you can regain the money. You lose property, you can go buy property, you can regain property. You lose time, not a single person in this room can give me a guarantee that you will be alive tomorrow. Is that correct? And when that call comes, do you want to be in remorse that I should have created this clock and solved this problem in the world? Think about it. E-commerce site launch. Okay, that is the nature of the business. Okay, let me repeat that so make sure everybody got that. So you are not really trying to start a business of your own, but you are promoting this idea within an organization and you are running into hierarchy issues. A hierarchy typically gets in the way, especially if the organization has very tight silos and people are paranoid about other people stepping on their territory. Again, here you may want to think in terms of value proposition and find an opportunity where the organization gets stuck. If the people above you, 2 or 3 ranks above you, if they have annual objectives and goals that they need to meet, find out how you can add value to their achieving those goals through what you are trying to provide. See, now all of a sudden you have turned the table around. It's not your idea against what they want to do. You are saying, okay, this is what you are being held accountable for, right? And here is a way to do it. This card says this person wants to do OD and employee engagement consulting. The challenge they are having is finding customers, remaining profitable, and hiring additional consultants. Keep in mind one thing, I'll be brutally honest with you, okay? If you are trying to offer this as an external resource, which is what it seems like, when the economy turns down, your organization will be one of the first contractors to be let go, okay? Every business has certain anchors. Moats and anchors are those things that act like hooks. If I'm providing a service that my customer thinks is not all that value added, but it is good to have but not essential to have, then my anchor is not a strong anchor. There is an economic downturn that is likely to set upon us. I don't think it is here yet, and I don't think it will be as bad as 2008. If I see that the business I am in doesn't have deep anchors or deep moats, my guard goes up very quickly. And I start thinking about, if there is a downturn, how will I survive? Financial services is the nature of this business and gaining the trust of my potential clients. Okay, let me put myself in the shoes of a potential client. I'll be looking for credentials. I'll be looking for references. So instead of asking you for references, I'll just ask you, who are the customers you have dealt with over the last 5 years? Give me some names. Annual reviews are one of the worst ways to evaluate employees. I know I had to do it when I was in the corporate world, and I used to fight it. I used to sweat it, I used to postpone it. How can you evaluate a person's performance for the whole year in a matter of 1 hour and pass a judgment on that, right? and then give them a grade on a scale of 1 to 5, and the poor folks, if they fall in the bottom 10%, many companies have this policy that everybody who falls in the bottom 10% are going to get thrown out. Are you nuts? If you have to lay off people, who is really responsible for that? Tell me who wakes up in the morning and goes to work with the intention of screwing up. There is hardly any person who does that. So 80 to 90% of the issues lie with the business leaders and the managers. I inherited a department where the employee turnover was 30%. In a matter of 1 year, I took that down to less than 5%. So here are 3 things you can do. Ask what they like about their job and what they hate. When you find that there is commonality between the things that they hate, that means you need to do some introspection, look inside as to why is it that so many employees are talking about the same thing. Start getting rid of those. Point number 2, and this you can talk directly to the employee and ask them what work they would be interested the most. What is it that interests you? What are your skills, what are your abilities, and what do you want to do? It is so simple, and still people don't do it. And the third thing, invest. You demonstrate as a leader that you are taking a personal interest in their career. You are investing in them for training and education and taking their abilities to the next level. That shows them that you are committed to them. And a small amount of investment here pays enormously rich dividends. Now people say that, oh, if I train this person, I invest $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 in them on training, tomorrow they may walk away. And I say, you're out of your mind to be thinking like that. So even if they walk away, even if the tendency is there to walk away, you did some good in this world, that's okay. But this investment sends a very big message to all your employees. Don't hesitate, don't cut corners on that.